Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Core of Discovery by Off the Page Games. I want to thank Off the Page Games for sending me this copy for review. So what is Core of Discovery? If you don't know, this is a 1 to 4 player cooperative deduction game that is based off the graphic series Manifest Destiny. It's about Lewis and Clark. Again, I don't know much about the series or the graphic novel at all. I know it's about Lewis and Clark encountering monsters and everything, but this is a deduction style game. Now, normally I show you how to play, but I don't want to spoil anything because if I do show you how to play, there will be spoilers. There is a training mission, but I don't want to spoil that for you guys as well. I don't want to be that guy that somebody comes up to a convention. Oh, you're the prick that spoiled this scenario for me. So I'm just gonna explain what is going on in this game. I'll put some pictures. I know it's kind of boring, but again, it's if I show you how to play, it's gonna spoil something, and you'll see now why. Now there are videos out there that will show you how to play. Again, I'll let them spoil it for you. I don't want to be that guy. So. What the goal in this game is, there are two different scenarios in the core box. So in the fauna scenario, you have to kill 3 minotaurs. Now there are sheets in the folder for that scenario. There's a front and the back, so you get a total of 5 sheets. That's 10 different scenarios for each folder. But now you're trying to do the same thing in each of them, but again, it just adds more challenge for each side. So I'll go over what the fauna one does. You have to kill 3 minotaurs. Now on the board, you're gonna need a cover sheet. You have to block the sheet and slide it into the cardboard piece that's gonna show all the resources and such. But before you do that, you're gonna cover them up with these like sun discs. They're called path tokens. When you set up, you're gonna have these challenge cards set up. Those are going to be the daily challenges that you have to complete, or you can end up dying or losing water. You don't want to lose too much water. That is how you lose the game. Yeah. So if you run out of water and you cannot again spend that resource, then you fail. So in the fauna section, you are on each person's turn. You're gonna choose. Actually, obviously, you're gonna choose a character and a gear card. You could have the training card, the herbal medicine, which I highly recommend you do. So you're gonna pick a pet, or it'll tell you which pet to start on. And you're gonna have the sheet that's gonna let you know. Oh, so there's a wood resource always next to water. The rock is always gonna be spread out this way, and so forth. Again, I'm not gonna go into everything. So essentially, you're trying to find 3 forts. Every time you find a fort, you're going to flip over a Kill Minotaur card. When you find a skull, that is going to be a lair, a minion lair. So you would draw a threat card, and it could be either a misfortune or a monster. The Minotaurs don't. If you look for a pet in their row or column, it will force you to spend the water or a resource. Now, if you have too much resources in your bag, you become fatigued and you're going to lose those resources or water. Now, if you build a hut or a shelter, you don't have to worry about the fatigue level. So essentially, you and your friends are going to be trying to are deducing and looking at these pet tokens, trying to find the forts and looking for resources to kill the minotaurs. So you're going to keep doing that, and also when you take these path tokens on, they're going to go on the challenge card. Now every challenge card is going to have a certain number limit. At the top right could be 5, 3, 2. When those tokens are placed on there, you have to complete that challenge. If you pass, something good might happen. Sometimes bad things do happen. You'll get things that clog your backpack. Or if you fail, it could be very detrimental to you. And essentially what all it's doing is it'll say like you have to spend this resource when the time is up, or you have to have a campfire or a shelter, depending on what the challenge card is. And there are going to be certain challenge cards that are added with the scenarios that you play, whether it's the fauna or the flora. The fauna cards are usually added with the flora as well, and I'll go over the flora in a bit. But that's essentially the Minotaur area. Now, when you go to the flora, you're trying to kill this giant plant. So you're going to have these search cards that are randomly spread out. There's going to be 3, and then you're going to have the giant plant card at the right. And you're going to have to pick up the Greek fire, I believe it was called. That's going to kill the plant. You're going to have this wooden meeple, a crew meeple, and you're going to have 4 other meeples off to the side. Now, again, you're trying to do the same thing. You and your friends are deducing, trying to clear the pad tokens, trying to find those resources. Now, when if you look at the search card, the following resource that is next to your crew member, if that is revealed, then they're going to move forward on that, and they're trying to get to the giant plant. Now, at the end of every search card, there's going to be a I think it was, what was it called? A flora symbol. You have to fight those. If you have no fire, then one of your crew members are going to get killed. Now, I'll explain later what that does. So, essentially, you're doing the same thing and trying to find the resources, survive the challenges, and ultimately kill the giant plant. Now, when you get to the giant plant, you're gonna flip over all those search cards, and then the top left and top right, there's gonna be resources that you also need to spend before you kill that giant flora. So what those crew members do, when you lose those crew members, those crew are supposed to cover up as many of those as possible, so that you're spending less resources at the end when you're trying to kill the plant. Again, if you don't have those resources, then you are going to fail. But that is essentially the game. So again, I just wanted to go over briefly what's going on. And like I said before too, there are better videos out there that will explain, and I don't want to spoil what each scenario is. So, on to the review. I know nothing of this theme. I don't know anything about the story, about the novel. So, thematically, I can't really say, because it doesn't... There are certain elements that feel thematic, but again, this is a deduction game. Now, player count. I will not play this with more than 2 players. I'm not even a solo guy. If I'm going to play this, I want to play this with 2 players. I will play it with my wife or a buddy of mine, but I will not play with more than 2 players. I think it is unnecessary. It makes for a great date night game as well. The time here says 45 to 75 minutes. This game could play in about 30 minutes. It is fast. Really, really fast. And you could go through several scenarios as much as you want. And I also believe there are more scenarios that you can print out online, and there are a few other expansions out there. Art-wise, the game looks great. All their other games, Mind Management and Harrow County, they have that similar style artwork, and it looks great. This is the retail version. I don't think you need the fancy Ultimate Edition for this. Not for what you're doing. Again, it's still, everything is functional. It looks great on the table. I just wish they would have put more baggies in here. That's fine. So gameplay. This reminds me a lot, for those who grew up in the the 90s and stuff with old school Windows, of Minesweeper. I don't know if you've ever played Minesweeper before. Minesweeper was a deduction style game that you would click on a tile, and then it would give you numbers, and it would let you know how many mines are in your area. And if you click on a mine, you lose. It has that similar feel to it, but again, with so much more mechanisms added to it. This is a type of game that when I played the first time, I was like, oh wow, this is good. This is a little different. And it was hard. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Robinson Crusoe, where it just keeps throwing all these challenges at you. Again, those are 2 completely different games. I'm just talking about the difficulty in comparison to Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe is a very hard game. I have yet to win a game of this, but we had fun every single scenario we played. Now you're probably wondering, like, oh, now I already know what all the resources. Yeah, if you keep playing it, you know more or less where the resources are and stuff, but it's those challenges that can get to you, because they do come out randomly. And again, those fauna tokens, they will still come out in the floor scenarios because the Minotaurs still attack you, and the only way to kill them is if you find the Sacagawea tile. And essentially, if she's out, she kills everything that any monster that comes out or is on the board. So it makes it a little bit more. I don't want to say it makes it easier, but that challenge is still there. One thing we did notice too was, like, when we played the following week, we didn't remember the sheet that we played last week. So you're not going to remember everything. So people probably wondering about replayability. I mean, this is definitely a game you could whip out maybe a year after you finish it and still you're not going to remember where everything is. And there are a ton of expansions out there that I'm definitely going to be picking up for this game. But I just kept thinking about it when we were done, and that leaves the game has left a lasting impression on me. I didn't back it originally when I saw it on Kickstarter because, again, when it comes to co-op, I always worry about replayability and everything, but this game is it's unique and it's so much fun. I had a lot of fun playing it, as did my friend that I played it with. And again, it plays really quick. It's not going to take up a whole night. You could play 2-3 games in about an hour and a half. And just playing it, and we have yet to win. I have not won one game yet, but we still had a lot of fun playing it. And again, those to the floor and the floor, they do feel slightly different in gameplay. I mean, the floor, I think, is a much more challenging scenario because of those, like, search cards and everything. I mean, the Minotaur one, you're just looking for the forts, and then and just getting the resources to kill the Minotaurs. And we've almost won, but we ran out of water, and that's what killed us. So you wanna try and stack up on that resource, but meanwhile, it's giving you so many other things to worry about. Again, maybe some people might get turned off by that. I love a challenge. That's what I expect from a cooperative game. I want it to be hard. And this is definitely a very hard game. So, in terms of rating-wise, I struggled with this a bit, but ultimately, I'm giving this an 8.5 out of 10 because we had that much fun with it. I want to go out and get those other scenarios. I'm really curious to see where the game expands, and this game has a lot. I definitely could see a lot more being added to it in the future, and I guess again more challenges and stuff. So this is definitely a great universe. I want to hopefully see expand, and again, great cooperative game. That I think you guys should go out and seek out. Again, makes for a great date night. One, play with your significant other. And again, just with your buddy. Again, I would not play this with 3 or 4. I think it is unnecessary. I like the back and forth. It is great solo. I'm not a solo player, so I'm not even gonna bother with the solo. I want to play this with somebody that I can go back and forth discussing how are we going to complete the scenario, what we think is behind this tokens, and so forth. But yeah, that's gonna do it. 8.5 out of 10. Really great game. I want to thank again Off the Page Games, Jay Cormier, for sending me this copy for review. I had a lot of fun with it. Can't wait to see what other stuff they come out with. That's going to do it for today, guys. If you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. Got more stuff coming in the future. A lot more games being reviewed. I got a stack that are just begging to be reviewed and stuff. So, again, the like and subscription helps this channel grow and get us more content to do for you guys. But that's going to do it. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.